Hey guys, so we've got a side drawn up and we've got our fiberboard piece. Again, good practice, let's just name this. So this is the fiberboard. And as this browser list starts to increase, obviously, having loads of things numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 isn't very helpful. All right, so let's then add the other side. So because we've drawn this, we're not going to have to draw it 4 times. The wonders of modern technology are going to help us with that. So I'm going to right-click on the base side, and I'm going to say that I want to do a copy of that. Now, just before yeah, no, that's fine. So we're going to copy that. And then I'm just going to deselect it, and then somewhere here, I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to say that I want to paste new, okay? And you'll get a second version. It'll put it exactly on top of the first one. So I'm just going to move that off. And then you'll see, as well as the handles for dragging it, okay? And I'd use the arrows, and these then rotate wheels. I'm going to spin that round by 180 and say OK. And then I'm just going to repeat that and say paste another new one. This one I'm going to drag this way, and I'm going to rotate it by 90 degrees that way, push it a little bit back, and click OK. And then, of course, you get the idea. Paste new. I'm going to drag this one this way a little bit, rotate it this way, 90 degrees, pull it back a little bit, and there we go. Okay, so now we've got 4 pieces, but obviously they're not connected. They need to be joined together. So to do that, we're going to use a command for joining, which kind of makes sense, right? So to do a join, you press J for join on your keyboard, and then you move your cursor to a point that you can see. Well, I can click that point there to the adjoining point on here, and it'll pick up things like ends and middles and so on, okay? One thing to just have a look at is the orientation that it is making the connection at. So let's try and click that one there, and then let's come on to this one and click that one there, and that hasn't worked. Great. So let's undo that, and let's have a quick look. If I just zoom, scroll around a little bit, and come out and then come in a little bit. If I try that again and press J for join, and I come on the side, now you see this time I'm not flat on that surface, I'm going vertical on that edge. I think that's going to be better. So let's try that, and there you go, straight in there. Okay, let's go back to my home view, and let's try that on the others. And what you do is you select the piece that you're moving, and then the piece or the place that you're moving it to. So if I come in and get the middle of that one there, for example, again, you might just need to sort of change the orientation of things as you're looking at them. And there you go. Let's click that one there, and let's get the middle of that one there. There it goes. Okay, just remember you've got to click OK at the end of it. And then finally, we'll do that on here. J for join. There we go. I can tell that's the center of that one. That's the center of that one. And there we are. All right, job done. So go ahead and do a quick Command S and click OK. And then the final thing is we're going to add in, obviously, we are supposed to have a hole in this. Now, in the real world, we put the hole in first before we assembled everything. In our virtual world, we're doing it slightly differently, okay? Just because I thought it would be easier. We're going to need to make a new sketch, so I'm going to click on there. But then this time, instead of choosing one of these planes or surfaces, we're going to choose that surface. That's where we want to draw. So I'm going to click the top of that. Then I'm going to press C for circle on my keyboard. And you should find, if you sort of run this along the this edge here, he says, I'm trying to see it pick up like a midpoint of something like there, okay? You can see it's kind of snapping to the middle of that. And if I then drag it along, it's pulling out a little blue line. If I do the same up here and find my midpoint, which I think is there, then I come down. You see how they're now touching. Okay, that's telling me that's the center of that surface. And the hole was 28, if you remember. So we're going to just put that size in. And then what we want to do is do an extrude down. Okay, so this time we're going to do an extrude that's a cut. Now, there's a couple of things you could do here. You could just extrude it all the way down here, okay? Or, you know, you can see by red it's doing an extrude. So as long as it's gone all the way through, you could say, well, that's fine. I'm happy with that. The other option is that you can say, well, I want to extrude it as far as the back surface of this. So if I come into my extrude options and I say that the extent type is to object, and then I sort of pull it back this way, and then I click that surface, it's going to just do it enough, which is, of course, 3 millimeters, because it's the thickness of our piece. And there you go. And then we can Command S, click OK, and we've got our base drawn. Great stuff. Well done.